Earlier today, former CNN anchor and independent journalist Don Lemon arrested by the feds. He's expected to appear in federal court as early as today. While we watch for that, kind of catch you up on it. You might remember the DOJ claimed that Lemon was part of this, a protest that disrupted a church service in St. Paul, Minnesota earlier this month. Now, reports say the pastor of that church was an immigration and customs enforcement official. Lemon's arrest comes the week after a federal appellate court declined an order to arrest him in connection with that protest. This is a listen to what he had to say about that decision last week.
I stand proud and I stand tall. This is not a victory lap for me because it's not over. They're going to try again and they're going to try again. And guess what? Here I am. Keep trying. That's not going to stop me from being a journalist. None of this is about justice. This is about power. And it's about people who are incompetent.
Don Lemon there. Well, our CBS News Justice reporter Jake Rosen asked Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche about Lemon's arrest. Watch.
Do you have a reaction to the arrest of Don Lemon overnight?
Do you have a reaction to what?
To Don Lemon's arrest overnight.
Do I have a reaction to it? I don't know what that means. What are you looking for me to do? Jump up and down? No, I don't have a reaction to it. I don't know that the charges are unsealed yet. So no, I can't. I'm not going to comment on that.
So let's try to go deeper. CBS News senior coordinating producer for our Crime and Public Safety Unit, Anna Schecter, joining us live. Anna, what are you learning at this hour?
Well, I'm glad you played that clip of Jake Rosen's excellent question that garnered that reaction. Clearly, the Justice Department has been pursuing this and trying several different ways. A magistrate judge previously had declined to pursue the charges against Lemon, probably because he's a journalist. But what we know right there on your screen, he will be charged with conspiracy to deprive rights and violation of the FACE Act. So that's interfering by force of someone's First Amendment rights. And what they mean by that is First Amendment rights to participate in a religious service. So on the one hand, you've got the Justice Department saying, wait a minute, this was a church service. Disrupting that is violating the First Amendment rights of the people in that church. And why did those protesters go in there? Because the pastor is an official with ICE. And on the other side, especially Don Lemon's attorney is saying he was just exercising his own First Amendment right to be a journalist. You just saw there on the screen Pam Bondi's statement that she directed her Justice Department to make that arrest alongside 3 others in Minnesota. And there you see Abby Lowell, that's the defense attorney for Don Lemon, who says that the Trump Justice Department is devoting its time, attention, and resources to this arrest, while they should be investigating the federal agents who killed 2 peaceful Minnesota protesters. That's coming from Don Lemon's attorney there, Abby Lowell. So let's see how this plays out. This is a fascinating case. I don't remember in recent time a journalist arrested for covering an event, but this is a new era, and I'm really curious to see how this plays up and to see if this holds up in court. Reed?
What's really fascinating to me is that it looks like this is teeing up a clash of protections. Of course, institutional protections. One, for religions and people who want to have the free practice of their religion within their sanctuaries. Number 2, the free practice of journalists. For sure, it looks like Don Lemon's attorneys are trying to frame this as saying he needs the protection as a journalist to do what he needs to do. Do we know anything about his actions before, during, or after, either outside or inside that church, that the feds would be able to cite and say, hey, no, look, he was an incursion on the free practice of religion?
This is the heart of the matter. That's a brilliant question, Reed. And what I would like to know is, what does the government have on him being part of the planning? He has said that he covered the time leading up to the protest and then covered the protest. It appears to me that Department of Justice officials might try to put on him that he was a part of the planning to make this happen. We have not seen any of that evidence, however, so we're waiting really for an initial hearing, and this could take some time to play out in court. Obviously, his lawyer is going to fight this and try to get these charges thrown out. But we really don't know what he was doing before. So let's see what the government has. I mean, the bar is high. They would need to have a lot of information about him participating in the planning of this event, targeting a church, for example. So we'll see. This is a surprising development.
Interesting to know. And Anna, just one more question. Obviously, the feds would want to get a hold of Don Lemon's phone records, his email communications, to try to pin some coordination on him. But journalists' communications oftentimes are protected. Do you anticipate his lawyers, if the feds try to go after trying to see what he did and when he did it and who he talked to, do you get any sense that his lawyers would say, no, he's a journalist and therefore should be protected from those communications being released?
Absolutely. You can bet on Abby Lowell, who is a very well-known lawyer. He is going to 100% try to bar any reach into Lemon's personal communications, electronic communications, and let's see if it even gets to that point. But if it does, he is putting front and center Lemon's First Amendment rights to freedom of speech. As a member of the press covering this event, he's going to stick to that because it's a pretty strong argument. Reed.
Freedom of the press, freedom of religion, and two protections going to head in the courts. Anna Schecter, this one is so fascinating to me. Thank you so much.